God bless football, Billy Gill.
God bless football, Stugotz.
Thank you. What happened to Fuentes? No?
God bless football, Mike Fuentes.
Do we normally go to him?
Well, I don't know. Mikey A's not here. He's in Vegas. I want to call him. He went to the game last night, the Jets-Raiders game on Sunday night. Golick got him a field pass, but you're telling me leave Mikey A alone. And I understand why. I mean, we're taping this late afternoon. It's early in Vegas.
I didn't know if you knew that, so I know that he got a pass, and I know how it ended, but it's not my story to tell. So when Mikey A comes back, this is in the worst tease of the history of teases. When Mikey A comes back this week on Friday, he'll tell us what happens with his field pass. But I didn't know that you knew that he got one. I think that we as a betting entity probably would have thought Chris Sims would have gotten him the pass, but Mike Golick's the one that got him.
Well, Golick said he was going to get him one, and
so did Chris Sims.
Well, yes, but Golick is everything that Sims is not. Golick is everything that I'm not. He doesn't lie. Okay, so when Mike Golick says he's going to get you something, he's going to get you something, and he got Mikey A field pass for Sunday Night Football. Why? Because he's Golick. I mean,
did you just take a shot and say Chris Sims is a liar?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Compared Chris Sims to himself.
Stugotz,
I did.
We have a lot going on today.
Yes, we do.
have a lot of segments. We have football, obviously, went on. We have a segment that I like to call Stats I Stole from TV.
Great.
And it's a stat that I'll just give you that I stole from TV. Yeah,
yes.
Because
I'm tempted to get to it right now, but anyway, go ahead.
Let's be real.
Right.
The big shows have big research departments.
Right, we don't.
This show has me.
Why do the work twice?
No, our research is sleeping in Vegas right now. Okay.
Well, and me. So I just kind of, if I hear a stat that I like on TV, I think I might just steal it.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you I stole that from TV, and then you know.
All right. What else do we have today?
We also have, so I have my top 5 lists of people doing their part in the Caleb Williams Sweepstakes.
Oh, very good.
Which is very exciting.
I have top 5 winners and losers. How about that?
Okay. I have BBBBBB coming up later today. I am red hot.
A couple extra B's there, no?
No, that's it. No, Billy's Bets Big Board brought to you by. Yeah, no, that's all in there.
It's early afternoon.
I have an update on our fantasy contest that we do every week with DraftKings, our weekly fantasy contest.
Nice.
We had 600 participants this week. I finished 571st.
Yeah.
Down from my 561st last week. So things are going swimmingly. And now I can cross that off the list of topics that we can talk about.
Thanks for the update.
It was a great football weekend, Billy.
Stugotz, I also have this. I also have a segment called Off the Gridiron.
Really?
Yeah. Off the gridiron. I'm going to show video. Okay. I'm going to show video of things that have happened off the gridiron.
Just so we're all clear, this is what happens when Mikey A's in Vegas and Lucy is not joining us, okay? And me and Billy are left
to... Don't tell people that Lucy's not joining us. Now they're not going to listen.
Oh, sorry. All right,
Lucy is very likable.
Yeah.
There's also a segment called If the Season Ended Today.
Oh, I love that.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, which one of these do you want to get to first? Because I was going to say, Billy, it was a great weekend of football. You had 10 one-score games in the NFL, and I'm talking college and NFL. It was a great weekend. You had the Browns come back to beat the Ravens. Chris Sims said the Ravens were the best team in the NFL a couple of weeks ago. We'll get to your thoughts on the Ravens in a second. The Chargers-Lions game was incredible. You had the Niners destroying the Jaguars. Kyler Murray is back. Josh Dobbs, that story continues. It was and Alabama. It was a fantastic weekend. Plus, Harbaugh watching from a hotel room. Jimbo Fisher fired. Where do you want to go here? Because you're confused by Baltimore, and so am I. Well, I'm not certain if they're good or not.
Okay, so it was a great weekend. This weekend, yesterday in particular, we had 5 game-winning field goals as time expired, the most ever.
Yeah.
Cardinals, Seahawks, Lions, Browns, and Texans. And that
from TV?
Is a stat I stole from television.
Wow.
Yeah,
do you have more?
Maria Taylor gave us that one.
Here's a stat straight from the top of my head. It's not really a stat. It's more of a statement. C.J. Stroud, MVP. How about that? How about that? Rookie of the Year and MVP. Telling you, it's going to happen. Anyway, any other stats?
No, that's it. I'm telling you it's going to happen.
It's a statement.
Yeah,
it's a segment I like to call Make a Statement. Yeah.
Well, how about this? If I could just tease right now, if the season ended today, Texans, number 7 right now, AFC.
I got a stat for that too.
Really?
The season ended today. Vikings, they're in.
Huh. Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs, the pastronaut.
I think they're 5-0 without Justin Jefferson. When he doesn't play.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. Think about that. He might be the best player in the NFL.
I have more stats I stole from TV that we can get to as we go through the games. Do you want to talk about the Jets or do you not want to talk about the Jets? Because the Jets almost had a Hail Mary, and Zach Wilson has an arm.
He does, yes.
He has an arm, and
does.
that should have been a touchdown to Garrett Wilson. But Conklin decided to be a dum-dum and put his hand in the middle there and knock it out of his hands, which was kind of ridiculous.
Great defense.
If you like field goals, that was the game for you yesterday on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, it was first team to score a touchdown was going to win that game, and the Raiders were the first team to score a touchdown.
They're the only team to score a touchdown.
I know. First team to score a touchdown was going to win that game. The Jets should have scored one first half. They didn't. They get to the red zone too many times, and they don't come away with 7 points.
Zach had a touchdown, but he was out by like inches.
Right.
Inches.
Yeah.
Great run by him.
Yeah.
Look,
you were impressed with Zach Wilson, huh? He's got no offensive line. Zero.
Here's the thing about Zach Wilson. I can see why there's question marks about him. Because there's like flashes, is like maybe he could be,
yes,
okay, possibly good. But then there's also like, okay, Zach, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. What are you seeing?
Yeah. He just seems to have like one game every 3 weeks that you're like, hey, maybe something's here, and then it's the toilet for.
It's so weird. Aaron Rodgers looks like more of a coach than Robert Saleh.
He does.
He does.
Maybe that's the job he's going for.
How about weave in some gray into that beard? I mean,
I
actually
have that noted also. Saleh's beard, suspiciously dark.
I mean, what is he doing?
It's very, very dark. Especially when all the other coaches on his team have similar beards and they're all gray.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Like
he has like 5 kids.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like.
How do you know he has 5 kids? I mean,
Talk about Salah, right?
Yeah.
He said it on on Hard Knocks.
All right.
He was talking to somebody about it.
Just making sure. I was just trying to clarify.
What does that mean? You're just making sure.
Well, I mean, he said it out of nowhere. It's like, he's got 5 kids.
He's stressed,
right.
so he should have gray in his beard.
Right, but he doesn't.
You guys have
right.
kids,
Well, he's also a head football coach, right?
That's also stressful.
Yeah.
So he should have even more gray.
I'm agreeing with you. I was just wondering, though. Okay. Yes.
Robert Saleh doesn't look properly stressed for me.
My favorite thing about Robert Saleh.
Really?
He looks way too cool.
He doesn't look like a guy who has 5 kids and Zach Wilson as his quarterback.
He doesn't look stressed enough to be a football coach. And then you add 5 kids in the mix. Like, how is this guy calm? I don't understand.
He looks like he just walked out of the spa.
Yeah, it's weird.
He must have some assurances. Because and then last week when they asked him why is Zach Wilson your quarterback? He's like, oh well, your guess is good as mine or whatever. It's like, how do you not know that?
Yeah, I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
It's odd.
How do you say that and have great job security?
Because the veteran guy that we're all clamoring for is on the roster. It's Trevor Siemian. I mean, we're not clamoring for Trevor Siemian, but it's better than Zach Wilson, I think. And he won't play him.
Got bailed out because of the Rodgers injury.
Aaron Rodgers
He totally did. Yeah, no, he did. There's no question about it.
Aaron Rodgers says he's returning in mid-December. That's insane.
I don't want to hear it anymore.
Really?
I mean, Austin Eckler told us last week, these are world-class athletes. And Eckler, who's pretty good with this stuff, he's not irresponsible with his comments. You would agree with that, right, Billy? Just knowing Austin Eckler, he's not irresponsible what he says. Aaron Rodgers is not playing football this year.
Well, I mean, he doesn't know that, but Aaron Rodgers says that he is playing football this year. And the crazy thing about it is not just like the speed of the recovery, it's the fact that he's like 40 years old and he's doing this.
The thing is that Austin Eckler is a specimen, right? Like, he's a freak of nature. And if that guy tells me someone's not going to play, if he says I couldn't return from that, then I don't think Aaron Rodgers can.
He's a guy also at a position with short windows, and if anyone would want to get back from that injury or any injury as quickly as possible, it'd be a running back.
If someone's going to lie about it, it's him. Yeah.
And he's saying no, it's not happening. Rodgers didn't throw the ball last night. You notice that? Got off the camera?
Yeah. No, he didn't get off the camera. He just did an interview where he said he's coming back in December.
I know, but he didn't throw the ball, though.
He didn't throw the ball because
big step.
Billy's onto him.
But you understand that like he's that not throwing the ball doesn't end speculation when you flat out tell people I'm going to be back in a month.
Right. But I'm with Mike. I think do you feel like you're in Aaron's head? Like he's.
No, I don't.
You don't?
I can't believe that got legs and actually went like when Colin Cowherd asked someone about that. I can't believe that. That's like. What is Aaron even going to be coming back for at this point? They're not doing what they need to do to stay in it.
I mean, it's 4-5. A lot of teams, they're in the mix still. It's 4-5, though. They play Buffalo next.
If the season ends today, they're still in the hunt, technically.
They're currently in the 13th position.
But the season would be over.
And they'd be out.
Right.
Yeah. So,
but they're in the hunt.
Yeah, they're in the hunt.
They're in a log.
The season was over today.
They're one game out of the last spot.
If the hunting season was over today, they'd still be hunting.
Yeah, because Houston's 5-4, and they're 4-5.
Yeah, but here's the thing: that game was
but the Bengals are 5-4, the Bills are 5-4, the Colts are 5-5.
Yeah, but they're 4-5. So I'm sure there's like tiebreakers in there, but they're not out of it.
But that game was so crucial last night because you have Buffalo coming up, you have 2 with the Dolphins, you have the Texans. I mean, you have the Commanders who aren't terrible, the Falcons who aren't bad. I mean,
Stugotz watched it
with
broken AC.
I did.
Yeah.
South Florida?
Fuentes, what do you do in this spot? My AC went down I don't know, I want to say late afternoon. I was out golfing, and my wife said the AC is not working. Normally, I would say, let's pack up shop, go to a hotel, or go to someone's family, or sister, or my sister-in-law's house, and they have AC. But the Jets, when I have watched games in that house, by that couch this year, we've only lived there less than a year even.
You're really dragging this story out.
Well, the Jets haven't lost. And so I was fighting kind of internally as to whether or not we should pack up shop, go to a hotel, get some AC, or watch the game where the Jets have had some success. And so I decided to stay home and watch the game. It was hot.
So now you have to change the stat to they've won every game. They've been at the house where the air conditioning's working.
Correct.
Here's a stat that I stole from TV. 69 out of 144 points scored by the Jets, or 47.9% of the points this season by the Jets have been on field goals. Half of their points have been scored on field goals
Greg's
this season.
Zerline. Legatron.
Legatron, yeah.
Guy's money. Yeah. He came out last night. I said, Abby, take a look at that guy. He's our best offensive player. She was sweating.
At least it's not the punter.
Abby's like, I don't care about this. Why
Get
are we
the AC
here?
fixed. Right?
Yeah, exactly right.
Call Lenny, Chippy, Scott, or Eric.
Mike?
Or Mike, yeah. Mike Lang. Any more stats?
Yeah, we have stats as we go. I'm not just going to give you random stats. When we get to the games, I'll give you the stats. I'll tell you if I stole them from TV.
What if I don't get to the games, though?
Then you don't get the stats. That's the way that it works.
Can we tease your crazy college football theory about College Station?
What, Deion Sanders?
Yeah.
But it sounds like you didn't just tease it. You just said it.
Well, he said it.
No, but I have a different idea.
Ooh, this one I don't know.
A lot of people are speculating. They are, Billy. That Deion Sanders will leave Colorado and go to Texas A&M. And I'm telling you, it's not going to happen.
You said it was going to happen. You started that.
But I will tell you who is going to Texas A&M next. Billy.
Yes.
Before I get to who's taking over at Texas A&M, and I firmly believe this is going to happen, do you have any more stats you would like to get to? I have to bring up the game. Do you want to get to your top 5 Caleb stuff?
No, we have plenty of time. We can talk about Jimbo Fisher in college right now. For those who don't know, Jimbo Fisher was fired this weekend. Yep. Yeah.
$75 million to not work.
Yeah. And it's going to be paid out over until 2031. He's going to be getting $7.2 million annually. He's getting $19.2 within 60 days. So not a bad gig if you're Jimbo Fisher to kind of get fired and still be owed $76 million. Also, Stugotz, before we even get to Jimbo Fisher getting fired, did you see what Texas A&M did this weekend?
No.
So they beat Mississippi State 51-10.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Texas A&M's quarterback, Max Johnson, was out. He had a rib injury. He's number 14. He's left-handed. So what they did is before the game, they had someone on the field throwing left-handed wearing number 14.
Right.
So that Mississippi State thought that Max was playing when he was not. They had a decoy out there pretending to be their quarterback who was not going to be playing, who was in street clothes, but they had someone out there with his uniform on, his
decoy.
number. Exactly right.
Yeah.
To kind of confuse things. Shockingly, that didn't work to keep Jimbo Fisher's job.
Smart.
Yeah, he tried it.
Nor did a 51-10 win.
Apparently.
Well, so
a bigger deal in my opinion.
So apparently
the rare firing after dropping a 50 burger on someone.
Well, the process started after last week's loss, and then I guess the AD went to like the Board of Regents or whatever, and I believe he said it didn't even come up for a vote. He just said, hey, we're doing this, which is kind of crazy if you're the AD because you're like, guys, by the way, we're just going to eat $76 million. I'm a leader.
Someone who it's not coming out of their account is the guy who
he made sure to tell everyone, which this was like the confusing part. He made sure to tell everyone, like, it's going to come out of like the athletic department and it's going to come out of some fund that I'm like, I feel like that's not the right word of what it should be coming out of.
Also, no one cares. Yeah. No, I'm just saying no one cares how Jimbo's getting his $75 million. Do people really care about that?
The people on the board probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they care even?
Well, when the volleyball team doesn't have new volleyballs this season, they'll know why.
Is that where it's coming from?
Yeah, it's in Jimbo's account.
The volleyball team,
yeah,
huh?
Part of it.
They're going to skimp on volleyball.
Exactly. Hey guys,
what's the matter with you?
Golf carts this year.
How'd you feel about that lefty decoy? It's pretty heady play.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's funny. It's not something that you think that like an actual team would do.
Right.
It's something I would do, but it's not something that like
I wouldn't fire a guy who was willing to do absolutely everything to win.
Right.
And that
Whatever
looks
it takes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With the decoy.
Well, the AD says they're stuck in neutral, guys. So
Sounds like reverse to me.
here's the next coach for the Aggies. You ready? This is the perfect school for him. They have enough money. They have enough. We don't care how it looks. Urban Meyer.
No, we heard you.
I'm telling you, that's what's happening.
Didn't we have Feinbaum? Didn't we tell Feinbaum he's going to Michigan?
Yeah.
We did. That would be but I don't think Harbaugh's leaving now. He's beloved there in a way he's never been loved. I'm serious. This is the most popular gym, and he played quarterback there and was good. And he's never been more popular than he is right now with the Michigan fan base.
Their interim coach crying was ridiculous.
Yeah,
A little much.
Absurd.
Yeah, like get over it, dude.
He was cheating. Okay, like let's be real. He was cheating. He got caught. What's the big deal here? Why are we crying? I don't understand that. And also, what is this punishment that he can still coach the entire the entire week? He can coach. He just can't be there for the game.
It's weird.
He gets weekends
It's
off.
weekends off. That's
Right.
what I was going to say.
Like it's a vacation. What is this?
Well,
and it's only for the regular season. So they're going to make the postseason. They're going to make the college football playoff, and he's going to be able to coach.
Well,
what is this punishment? He gets 3 weekends off.
Don't you think he wants to be there for the Ohio State game? That game will determine whether or not they make the playoff.
I mean,
Billy, come on. He's coached his whole life. I understand the other games, but the Ohio State game, he wants to be there on the sidelines.
he's been to plenty of those. He's lost plenty
He's
of
played
those.
in those.
He's lost plenty of those.
To Urban.
His maybe successor, but now you think he's going to Texas A&M.
I do. I firmly believe it. They have the money to get Urban. And I'm telling you, they have enough people on that board who do not care how it works. They don't care how it looks.
But they have
the aesthetics of it. They just want to win. And he's going to win.
They have $76 million of dead money.
I know.
For the next 8 years.
But they clearly don't care. And
they may not care about that, but they're going to pay Urban like $10 million a year on top of that.
What's crazy is that he gets that money whether he takes another job or not.
It's weird.
That's insane.
Would you take another job?
No.
No, hell no.
Do you think he will?
I would have been in Bora Bora 10 minutes after.
Bora Bora.
Yeah.
Do you think he will?
I'm probably.
I was actually thinking about Josh McDaniels. Do you think Josh McDaniels?
Yes. Will coach again? Yes.
He has $42 million or something that he's owed. Do you think he's going to be back? I mean, he'll be back at the Patriots at some point, but like, I would be like, Bill, like, I'll be there in 3 years. You know what I mean? Well, I guess maybe he can't because we don't know Bill Belichick's timeline.
Belichick might not be back, right?
He's getting Caleb Williams this year, so he'll be fine.
Well,
Belichick is.
We'll get to that segment later on.
He'll find a way.
When? Why later on?
We'll get to that later on.
You don't like Urban to Texas A&M, huh?
I think they can get Deion
I think
without
it's
the
just, you know.
If you get Deion, you take him over Urban?
You can get Deion without the baggage.
Yeah.
And like Deion's a proven recruiter, and he'll have all the money in the world, you know, so.
Urban's a proven recruiter and a winner.
But he has a lot of baggage. Deion hasn't kicked a kicker in the NFL, so.
True. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally fair.
Other college notable games. Georgia beat Ole Miss, destroyed Ole Miss. Michigan beat Penn State. We knew that was going to happen.
Without throwing the ball in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
FSU beat Miami, a 7-point game. I thought it was a good loss for Miami.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Miami.
Moral victory?
They thought they were going to get blown out, so.
Yeah. I mean, they lose their quarterback of the future in a horrific injury.
He wasn't great up until he got injured, so they were right there. Then Tyler Van Dyke came in and vomited all over him.
Well, I mean.
Mario Cristobal now 73 and 71 as a head coach.
I think he's 500 as a UM head coach at the moment.
UM head coach, yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. 73, 71 for his career. But you were encouraged by that loss. A lot of people were.
I don't care. So, I mean, if I'm going to be blunt, I don't care how UM does. I actually root for them to lose because I think it's funny. But
right, so do I.
I think that was a good loss for them. I think that them, you know.
They were close. They were
only
in the
losing
game.
by a touchdown to the number 4 team in the country that they had no business being in a game with is good for them. I think that's progress. I would say that's Mario's best loss as a coach. You know how there's a signature win? That's his signature loss. I'm going to write that down.
His signature win isn't looking
good
too
take.
good, though.
Mario Cristobal's signature loss was yesterday.
Can I use that for weekend observations?
Absolutely.
Well, you'll use it before. So.
No, you can have that one.
You just used it. What am I talking about?
Well, you can have that one.
A signature loss is great.
Yeah, but Mikey's in Las Vegas, so I have to turn.
Afternoon, and the show starts now at 10.
Well, and also Mikey's in Las Vegas doing God knows what, so I don't even know when this is going to get out. Like, I'm going to have to do this during the show. Anyways, Washington beat Utah.
Yeah, Washington. I want to present a scenario to you guys. All right, this is interesting to me. Georgia and Alabama are going to play in the SEC championship game. Mm-hmm. So let's say Alabama wins that game. They win a close game, okay? It's a very close game. Alabama wins last-second field goal. Got it? You following?
Yeah.
Michigan plays a close game, and they beat Ohio State. Kind of the same scenario, okay? Oregon, they win a close game over Washington, Pac-12 championship game, all right? And Texas wins out. That's an interesting scenario because Alabama has to get in. They won the SEC. Michigan would have to get in. They won the Big Ten. The winner of Oregon-Washington, let's say it's Oregon, they would get in. They won the Pac-12 championship game, but Washington beat them earlier in the season. Georgia loses. The only close game they lose is to Alabama, and then you have a Texas team who beat Alabama. That's why it's interesting.
I don't know if Oregon gets in automatically.
Yeah, me neither.
If they beat Washington in the Pac-12?
Yeah, I think Georgia still gets in ahead of them.
No, if they lose, it depends on I think it depends on the Georgia-Alabama game. If
the score.
If it's a close Georgia-Alabama game, then Georgia has a good case.
Georgia gets in ahead of them?
I mean,
I'm telling you guys, these are both close games. The Michigan-Ohio State game is a close victory for Michigan, and the Georgia-Alabama game is a close victory for Alabama.
The only real question is if you get, if Georgia gets in or not, really, because they're going to put in any SEC champion, one loss or no one loss over any team that's undefeated from any other conference. I think it's just the real question, and it's going to bring up the whole how come the Big 12 doesn't have a championship game thing again, because that would be a tougher spot for Texas.
Sure.
But then Texas has the big win over in Alabama, even though the Alabama team was not the Alabama team that they are now. So they were all really hoping for FSU to lose this weekend.
I want Alabama. Oh, I left out Florida State.
Florida State would be undefeated champion.
I want Bama to get in, and Texas doesn't get in. And everyone's outraged.
An extra game. I mean,
well, Texas beat them.
Alabama has to jump a lot of teams, even if they beat Georgia.
They're getting
you need a lot of losses.
If you beat Georgia, you're in.
Yeah.
100%.
SEC championship game, Billy. You beat Georgia, you're in.
You're in. Yeah.
You're in.
Undefeated national champion, reigning national champion. You're in. Yeah.
I don't know.
If you have one loss, obviously, which is what Alabama.
You take them over Ohio State or Michigan.
Well, I have Michigan beating Ohio State, so Michigan's in.
But right now, Ohio State's the number one team in the CFP. If they lose one game, the 8 is going to get ahead of them.
That's why I asked the question.
Georgia, and they both have one loss.
Beating Georgia, there's something to beating Georgia. Like you watch Georgia. Georgia play the number 9 team in the country in Mississippi. Look how much better Georgia was than the 9th team in the country. Yeah. Like the disparity from the top 5 to 7, 8, 9, 10 is massive. There's a massive gulf.
Yeah, if you beat Georgia and you're Alabama, you're in. I don't think there's any buts about it.
I think there's butts.
No, you got to think of they want Saban in the national championship.
I think there's butts.
They do want Saban.
They want him
and they probably want a rematch with Georgia.
Correct. Yeah. They can find a way to swing it. Yeah.
The playoff, they would only have Alabama and Georgia if they could.
They're hoping
that's it.
They're hoping Michigan beats Ohio State, and then somehow Iowa pulls off an upset in the Big Ten championship, so that way they can kick them both out, and then they get Alabama.
They would get rid of 2 teams if they could, and have Alabama, Georgia play a best of 3.
Exactly.
I don't think they want Washington in there. If I'm going to be perfectly honest with you,
they don't want Oregon.
They don't want Washington.
They don't want Oregon in there either.
Oregon's always a fraud in these things too. It's maybe this is their year, and then they get in the playoff or they get in a big game, and then they poop the bet. And you're like, oh, okay.
They pooped the bet against Washington. They could have won that game.
Yeah,
they should have won that game.
Also, UCF beat Oklahoma State 45-3, which is insane. That was K-Funk's lock of the week. He texted me privately,
really,
while also missing the deadline to make picks for the NFL. Mm-hmm. One of the games, he picked the games this week. One of the games he picked was the Colts, and it was the Patriots, and he sent me his picks after that game was in the 4th quarter.
Did you get up to watch that game?
I forgot that game was on.
I didn't watch it.
You did yourself a favor.
Oh, I know. It was a turd. Yeah.
It was terrible. One score game, though. There were 10 of them in the NFL.
Yeah, it's exciting. Well, the quotation marks.
You didn't watch it?
I saw highlights. I have notes.
Still any stats?
I didn't steal any stats, but we will have this game featured in one of our segments later on, potentially.
All right. What is your top 5 Caleb Williams thing? Because we're doing it next.
That's the segment that's going to have some of this in there.
Okay.
Yep.
It's teams that are...
It's top 5 people that are doing their part in the Caleb Williams Sweepstakes.
Not teams, but people.
People.
All right. That's next.
All right, Stugotz. So we still have the top 5 people who are doing their part in the Caleb Williams Sweepstakes. We have BBBBBB still. Billy's Bets Big Boards brought to you by. Still no sponsors, but we're kind of working on that situation.
You're on fire, man.
We have Off the Gridiron, if you want to get to that at some point, in which I'll show you. I have 2 videos for Off the Gridiron this week that I can show you, and then just things that we can discuss. One of the Off the Gridirons, now that I'm reading, actually was Aaron Rodgers saying he's going to play mid-December, so we can cross that off the Gridiron.
Okay.
We have you have a top 5. Mike Fuentes has a top 5, I believe, right?
I have top 5 wins, top 5 losses from the weekend.
Yeah.
Since I knew we weren't going to have Lucy and Mikey A, my top 5 is more of a questions from the NFL weekend for you guys.
Questions from the NFL weekend. Okay.
All right.
Let's do that. Let's do questions from the NFL weekend. Because here's the thing is that I go through and I take all of these pages of notes on all the games, and then we don't talk about like 80% of the games. There were this was a weekend that we came into saying, or I came into saying, there's a lot of bad games this weekend. And then there was
a great weekend.
There was like 2 potentially good games, one of which was a Jaguars game and the 49ers. That was a total stinker. That game was a disaster. That was one of the only games that I thought people thought were going to be a good game this weekend.
The Jaguars and the Ravens are the 2 most puzzling teams in the NFL.
I don't understand the Ravens. The Ravens seem to be good, but I don't know. Lamar Jackson may be the MVP, but he may also just be like, okay, like I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's the strangest thing.
Agreed.
Because his stat lines sometimes are incredible and sometimes they're just like, eh.
Yeah.
I feel like when his stats are less impressive, the team is better overall. Because they had a great win last week and he really didn't do much.
Yeah.
And then a game where he has to do a lot, they struggle.
Right.
So it's
and people saying Deshaun Watson's back, big second half. He's not. I mean, please. It was a half. Okay.
He's not back.
It was a half. No, he's not back. Deshaun Watson, before he went to Cleveland, was a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Easily.
Yeah.
Okay. He is not a top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now. He might become a top 5 quarterback in the NFL again, and maybe that second half yesterday was a step towards that, but he is not a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. All right, let's do...
well, hold on, before we go away. So, the Browns, for those of you who don't know, beat the Ravens 33-31. Lamar Jackson, once again, threw a ball off of someone's head that was intercepted, which is kind of crazy. I think it's 3 games in a row he's thrown a ball off of someone's head.
He does that a lot.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is weird.
He also had a tiff where he got drilled going out of bounds. Then the next play throws an interception to the guy that drilled.
That was incredible because everybody was losing their mind because it was one of those things where it's like his foot's not there, but he's going out. But like you see so many times where the quarterback then decides, you know what, I'm going to plant this foot and I'm going to go for 10 more yards. So like he
deserved it.
He got drilled, like went sideways, like went flying.
In the air, sideways,
everybody was upset. They're booing the cornerback that hits him, and then the very next play he decides, you know what, I'm going to go right after that guy. Throws an interception.
Didn't work out.
It was actually a pretty incredible sequence. Also, here's a stat that I stole from TV.
Yeah.
The Browns are the first team to win a game this season without having a lead for a single second.
Really?
Yep. They were one of the teams that won with a game-winning field goal as time expired, so they never led the game for a second, but won the game.
Huh. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Right. Got the W.
When it hits double zeros, that added nothing to this conversation.
Play to the whistle, you know?
Exactly right.
To the final whistle.
There you go.
Yes, not just the whistle. The final one.
Sometimes you got to play through the whistle. Did you see Trevor Lawrence on one of his pick sixes, like went and tackled a guy in the end zone? They ended up calling it back because the 49ers, when they intercepted the ball, the entire team was on the field celebrating.
Well, no, the guy also gave himself up. Like he curdled the ball like this, and then it was over.
It was a weird situation where I think it was Christian Kirk that he threw to, right, who fumbles the ball. Then their defender gets the ball. He's laying on the field and then realizes, oh, no one touched me. So he got up and he ran it back for a touchdown. All the 49ers are on the field.
I've seen the rule that he was basically in the fetal position when he got the ball, and that usually means the play's over.
Yeah. Right.
So then he decides, oh, nobody touched me. I'm going to get up. You know.
And no whistle.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I got to play till the whistle.
The whistle.
Threw it to the final. The Giants, that was the easiest money I've ever won gambling, betting against the Giants.
No matter what the spread is. It was like 16 and a half.
I had it at 17.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't even blink. I was like, 17? No problem.
Can we go to your top 5 questions of the weekend? Because I feel like maybe some of these things will come up because, like, I don't know if the Cowboys are good.
They beat up on a lot of bad teams.
They seem to be elite some weeks, and you're like, this is one of the best teams in the NFL, and then they, like, lose to teams they shouldn't lose. It's weird.
They beaten the Giants twice. They beat the Jets. They beat the Patriots. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Rams. They've lost to Arizona.
Shouldn't have lost that.
That's a bad loss.
The astronaut.
But it was Dobbs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
gotta excuse it.
All he does is win football games. San Francisco, and they lost to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Hard team to figure out.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, questions, Mike.
Okay. Well, I'm happy you brought up Josh Dobbs because my first question of the weekend: can Josh Dobbs take the Vikings to a playoff win?
A playoff win.
Yeah.
Not just make the
Not just
playoffs,
make it.
they have to win a game.
No, because right now, as it sits, the Vikings are in the playoffs. But can they win when they get there?
Are you doubting Dobbs?
Here's a stat that I stole from television this weekend. Josh
Great.
Dobbs,
You brought up the game.
in 2 games, leads the Vikings in rushing touchdowns
In 2 games.
with 2.
Really?
Yeah, Alexander Madison's not good.
Yeah.
And Cam Akers he's hurt.
He's their leading. He has more rushing touchdowns than anyone on the team in 2 games. A game and a half, really.
Correct.
Really smart letting Dalvin Cook go.
Yeah. That is.
Well, Cook hasn't done anything.
I know he's been terrible, but
So bad.
TJ Hawkinson is so good.
he
so
really
good.
is.
He's
Yes.
so good.
He's a menace.
Could you imagine if he would have stayed on the Lions?
They wouldn't have Laporta.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Who cares?
Laporta's
I know.
good.
He's good, but yeah.
Yeah, but they have Laporta for less money.
I
Helps.
don't care about money. I got to be honest with
They
you.
do.
In
But
terms
they
of
do.
other people
They
spending
do.
money,
Right.
I don't care about other people
No,
spending money.
But the Texans have the thing. They have C.J. Stroud. They have him on a rookie contract. That's what every team is looking for. Now they can build around it.
That's why the 49ers are looking so good. They got
Yeah,
Brock
they
Purdy
have
for
the
literal
thing.
peanuts.
Yeah,
It's
but
called the
that's
thing.
but last year Dustin Fields was the thing, and what happened?
Well, he's no longer the thing.
That's right.
But Brock Purdy right now is the thing. You can get 140 Brock Purdys for what they're paying him if you had Jimbo Fisher money.
We did a thing, Stugotz.
Buy 140 Brock Purdys at a time. Yeah.
We did a thing a couple weeks ago, Stugotz, where ESPN had this graphic for whatever reason where it tells you how much time it takes each quarterback to make Brock Purdy's entire salary for the season.
Right.
And it was like some quarterbacks was like 15 minutes.
Really?
I think it was like Kirk Cousins. He like every quarter he gets paid.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's
What Purdy
salary.
gets per-
Yeah, exactly
per year?
Per year, yeah.
It's so great. So awesome.
Oh, guys, in that game, by the way, we had exciting Jameis Winston.
Yeah, we did. He's back.
Oh, that's right.
I love Jameis
He's
Winston.
back. He is
Derek
back.
Carr's so bad.
We didn't answer his question. Can Dobbs lead the Vikings to a playoff victory? I believe he can. Sure. Why not? They're a good team. Jefferson's going to come back. Yeah, I think Dobbs can lead them to a playoff win.
They'd be playing Detroit right now in the first round.
Then
Question him
Then
now.
no is the answer.
Billy likes Detroit.
The
Billy
answer's
is
no.
big on Detroit,
He loves
man.
Detroit.
Yeah.
If the season ended today, you're saying?
Yeah, they'd be the 7th seed and Detroit would be number 2.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They can't.
Okay, let's go to the next question.
Okay.
Number 4. Are the Steelers good?
I don't know.
How do you know? How do you know? You don't know.
I mean, the record says they're good.
6-3?
6-3, but I would tell you of all the AFC teams that I could potentially play in the playoffs, that's the one I want to play.
Yeah.
Right?
I always want to play against Kenny Pickett.
It's so weird.
I don't understand the Steelers at all.
I'd rather play the Steelers and the Texans. I'd rather play the Steelers and the Ravens, of course. Steelers and the Dolphins or Bills.
Can I ask a very bad question that I don't want to be taken? I don't mean this as disrespect in any way whatsoever, but I realize it's going to come off that way.
Yeah.
Is Mike Tomlin Dave Wannstedt?
Don't insult him like that.
Well, what do you mean?
Like
He won Super Bowls.
He'll get you to the playoff. Yeah, but they haven't done anything in so long. It's
He's
just
won a Super Bowl, though.
yeah, he's won a Super Bowl, but since then it's been like 500, 500, 500.
No,
Never
they're
have a
always
losing
above
season.
500. No, he doesn't have
They make
losing
it to the
seasons.
playoffs. They
No.
don't do anything in
No,
the
Billy,
playoffs,
Billy,
and that's it.
Billy, he's never had a losing season.
Yeah, so
18 years, I believe.
If he gets a quarterback, that's,
Well, when he had one, he won a Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm just saying.
trying to think of who could be available.
Stugotz has backed away from calling him the best coach in the NFL. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that.
I mean, but it's tough not to. Like, if he had a quarterback, like, drop Kirk Cousins on that team tomorrow.
Oh, I mean, maybe Dobbs will be on that team next season.
Well,
He
when he
was
had
on the Steelers for like
Roethlisberger,
4
he
years.
was right. He was good. I'm not.
That was before he was the
Before he was a Pastronaut.
Pastronaut,
He
yeah.
was just Josh Dobbs.
Exactly.
Now
He's
a
been there since 2007. They haven't had a losing season.
I think-
Yeah, but
I think
what have
8 and
they
8,
done?
right, is their lowest?
8-8. Yeah. Yes.
I don't know if they're good. They're good, but they're a quarterback away.
Is he the best coach in the NFL? He's certainly
No,
up
he's
there.
not the best coach in the NFL.
He's a
is the
top
answer.
5 coach in the NFL for
Yeah,
sure.
I wouldn't
so
call
is John
him
Harbaugh.
because Andy Reid's
Andy
around.
Reid,
Yeah,
yeah.
but he's definitely a top 5
Belichick's out of that conversation. Right?
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Embarrassing.
Until he gets Caleb
Should have
Williams.
left him in Frankfurt.
Seriously. Speaking of Frankfurt,
Yeah.
my next question.
What do you got? Oh, yeah.
Do we owe Germany an apology for that 10-6 Colts-Patriots game?
Well, we gave him Chiefs Dolphins
Exactly
the week before,
right.
right?
Which wasn't any good either.
We're even. Right.
That was a bad competitive
It
game.
was supposed to be good, but it wasn't that good.
Right. All right.
How about the fact that their roof collapses into their scoreboard?
I love that.
Amazing.
So cool.
I love that.
That's so great.
I know.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's all. That's their whole takeaway from that game.
I mean,
Game was so bad.
It was a pretty cool time lapse.
That and the Colts covered. I mean, that's all that matters.
All right. Question number 2.
Yeah.
Hello, Noah Brown. Hello, Houston Texans. Are they a serious team next year?
This year.
Really?
They're a serious team this year and next year. I'm big on the Texans.
I think
I am.
I think that the AFC South is their conference for the foreseeable future after this year.
For the foreseeable future.
Yeah, because Trevor
You're
Lawrence
done on the Jaguars.
kind of a fraud, yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is a fraud.
What has he done?
He doesn't like Trevor Lawrence.
It seems
What
that
has he
way.
done, though? What has he done?
Nothing.
Exactly. He has Calvin Ridley, he has Christian Kirk, he has a lot of weapons, and he basically, if Travis Etienne has a good game, we win. If not, we stink.
He brought him back last year in the playoffs against the Chargers, right?
That was last year, baby.
Right.
I will say I went hard.
This is this year?
That's this year.
I went
Thanks,
hard on
baby.
the Jaguars in fantasy, in the DraftKings fantasy contest.
Did you really?
No wonder you were so low.
That's why I finished 571st because I went all in on the Jaguars. I think I had Etienne, Kirk, and Trevor Lawrence. I was like, this is gonna be a scoring game. We're gonna get some points. We're gonna eat tonight.
can't
You
trust
could have gotten Purdy for so much less.
I know.
For next to nothing.
I know.
Just like the 49ers, you know?
Guys, by the way, moment of silence, if we can, for Christian McCaffrey. His 17 game scoring streak has come to an end.
All right, so
tied for the most ever.
we do a moment of silence for that.
Yeah. Well, did you see what they were doing at the end of the game? They were doing everything. Like the entire team was benched except for him, just trying to
were
get him
trying
a
to
touchdown.
get him a touchdown?
Going for it on 4th down, like
'cause
doing
he was-
everything to get him in,
He
just
had
to give him
tied
the record.
right? He had tied.
He was tied. Yeah, they were trying to get him the record.
It's an amazing streak, though. I mean,
Yep. Well, it's done now.
it is.
Never forget.
They were trying to play to the final whistle for him.
in a dumb manner, because what if he gets hurt there?
Right.
But he has a record.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but he has no chance to tack on to
Yeah,
that
he's not going to
record.
go anymore.
Yeah. The record would then be done immediately.
Mike, it's such a great question by Billy. What if he gets hurt in that spot?
Well,
that for everything.
because here's the thing. We saw what happens to the 49ers last year when Brock Purdy got hurt.
Yes.
Imagine if Christian McCaffrey gets hurt.
It's
But now,
over.
but now they have Blaine Gabbert.
Right. Not terrible.
Oh, wait. No, they don't. Blaine Gabbert's on the Chiefs.
Oh, that's a fine.
Well,
Oh, that's a fine, yeah. Who do they have? Oh, they have Sam Darnold.
Billy's big board next. All right, Billy, we have a lot to get to in this final segment here. We have top 5 Caleb things. We have Billy's big board bets.
brought to you by Billy's Bets Big Boards, brought to you by.
We have top 5 winners, top 5 losers. Fuentes has a dangling question. One last question from his questions from the weekend. Let's start with the question here, Mike.
It was just, is anybody in the AFC North any good? We kind of covered it a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like.
Because we don't know about the Ravens. We don't know about the Browns, the Bengals.
I mean, listen, I'm going to trust Sims when he said a couple of weeks ago the Ravens are the best team in the NFL. They just have 1 or 2 of those games every year. They do.
I can't believe that the Bengals aren't good. I feel like it's going to click.
They had a
at some
bad
point.
loss yesterday, though.
Well, it was clicking. They won 3 straight, lost at home to the MVP, CJ Stroud. How about that?
And Rookie of the Year.
Billy, you know how much I love Joe Burrow. So to
I
go
know.
into Cincinnati and beat that quarterback where he fumbled twice, CJ Stroud, that game could have been a lot worse for Cincinnati. He threw a bad interception, CJ Stroud, he still got the victory.
Did you see him celebrate his touchdown? So he returned. He went to Ohio State. He returned to Ohio after he hit he ran in for a touchdown. The OHIO touchdown celebration.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
that was on the rushing touchdown?
yeah, on his rushing touchdown. That put them up, I think, 2 scores at the time, so things were looking good.
Yes.
CJ Stroud almost blew that game and then came back and was the
That's
hero
what I'm
with a
saying.
game-winning drive.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Also, by the way, Texans, how about this? They signed a kicker, Matt Amendola, and look how easy things were for them. Guy goes 3 for 3 with kicks, 3 for 3 with extra points.
All right.
Don't need to have a backup running back and go for 2 every play. All you have to do is sign a kicker. I can't believe they didn't sign a kicker. Even if you, there's a Janikowski out there that you can get on a moment's notice. Why didn't they have a kicker last weekend? That's beyond crazy to me.
That's
still.
usually how rosters go. You don't really carry backup kickers. That's why they had Ocho Cinco out there kicking
You
field
can
goals
get
once.
someone off the street.
It's not that easy.
I know,
Yes,
but it's
it
a
is.
roster spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'd rather have like a 4th guard
Why?
than a backup kicker. I don't know.
Because they would.
Cut
usu-
someone.
Usually the punters are the ones that are the backup kickers.
That, by the way, is a really bad thing for the punter. You couldn't even have the punter kicking.
Unless you're the Jets, who once upon a time had a punter who was also their backup quarterback.
You know what you do?
Tom Tupa.
You know what you do?
Played a playoff game.
If you're the Texans, right? Like you go to the University of Houston or something like that, and you look at their like senior kicker, you're like, buddy, you got 2 games left. We're gonna buy out your eligibility, and you're gonna kick for us in the NFL.
No,
your dream's gonna come true. You're gonna be on the NFL roster. You're just gonna kick extra points for a game, and then you're out of here.
No, but me and Mike get that. It's a roster spot, though. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Cut someone.
They rather have a fourth. Okay. They rather have a fourth guard than a backup kicker. It's so true. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to get to your top 5 Caleb things? What do you want to do here?
We can do that.
I'm trying to squeeze everything in here.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get to off the gridiron today.
Oh,
I could just tell you.
I could scrap top 5 winners, top 5 losers.
No, I'll tell you what off the gridiron was going to be. So
okay.
off the gridiron was going to be videos, and we can kind of insert them here. So, guys, did you see the video of Bill Belichick's walk of shame?
No.
Oh wow. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
Bill Belichick allegedly was caught on a like ring device, I guess is what it was. Allegedly, Bill Belichick. I do not believe that it's Bill Belichick, but Bill Belichick was allegedly caught having a walk of shame on a ring device where he's just kind of stumbling around outside of a home there shirtless. I don't believe that it's Bill Belichick, but that allegedly is Bill Belichick. That is.
This seems like a McElwain shark scenario.
Yeah,
it does. Yes, it does.
I just don't think Bill Belichick would be ever in that situation. But you never know. He had a big breakup, so
yeah.
I also don't think that Bill Belichick has time for love in general, much less during the season where he's just showing up at like a stranger's house that's getting caught on a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Stugotz off the gridiron. There was some news with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Did you hear this?
I did hear, yes.
Well, so she rewrote some lyrics to her song Karma in which she mentions Travis Kelce, or she mentioned someone playing on the Chiefs, and then she ran off the stage in Argentina to Travis Kelce, who was there,
and
kissed him right on the lips.
Mm-hmm.
Now having us wonder, is this for real? Is this not for real? Travis Kelce.
Public kissing, though, I mean.
Travis Kelce was at the concert with Taylor's dad. He was wearing a Chiefs lanyard, which is notable because he's an Eagles fan. So
he was like a little kid when she changed the lyrics of the song.
He was very excited to see that.
And so was Dad, too. By the way, I cannot wait for the Chiefs not to make it to the Super Bowl, and everyone blames Kelce for not being focused.
Oh, yeah, 100% that's going to happen. Yeah, that 100% is going to happen.
This concert is not in New Jersey. It's Argentina. It's 15 hours away. That's so far.
No one is going to turn on Taylor here. They're going to turn on Travis.
100%.
I think that they may actually like each other.
They did.
No, I believe it, but Argentina is a little ridiculous. That's
it's a bye week. He has time.
And I'm sure he's there on the. I'm sure he's there on the PJ. He's having the time of his life. But man, Argentina's far.
So that was off the gridiron.
Okay, well, I like that.
Now there's videos out there. You can watch videos, and TV product is better. Whatever.
You want your Caleb Williams stuff? Because I think we should do that.
Let me find that. Yeah, top 5 people doing their part in the Caleb Williams Sweepstakes.
Okay, great. Oh, thank you.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray. He won the battle.
Yes.
He did throw an interception.
Yep.
So he may have been doing his part to get him there in that instance. Lost the war. Or he may lose the war. We'll see.
He won the game, which is not good for the Caleb Williams Sweepstakes.
No, well, he won the battle.
For him,
that's where things get tricky here because he's doing his part in the Caleb Williams Sweepstakes, and his part is to keep Caleb Williams away from Arizona because he wants to stay there. He
wants that job. Yeah.
Or to increase his trade value so we can go somewhere else.
Where's he going to go?
I have no idea.
That's the thing.
I don't know.
Hey, the Steelers.
He looked good, though.
The Steelers.
They win a Super Bowl with the Steelers. Are you kidding me?
Get on the phone, Tomlin.
All right, number 4.
Yeah.
Bryce Young.
Ooh.
Bears are getting Carolina's pick. They had a bye week, so Bryce Young couldn't win. But as long as he keeps losing, he's doing his part to get Caleb Williams to Chicago.
Okay. Yep. I like that.
I even like this is even better than I thought because he's doing it for other people.
Yeah.
He's doing his part. It's his part.
He's doing his part to get Caleb to Chicago. We just have to wait to see if Caleb likes Chicago. We have no idea. He has to like the city he's going to go to.
Where's Justin Fields going to go?
I have no idea.
Pittsburgh. Everybody's going to Pittsburgh now.
All right, number 3, Bill Belichick is doing his part in the Caleb Williams Sweepstakes. He could not be messy with Mac Jones more than he is right now. Put him in, take him out, put Bailey Zappi in there to do exactly what Mac Jones is doing. Like, he is completely effing with Mac Jones' head at this point.
Yep.
Week to week, at some point he's going to pull Mac Jones and then still say that he's our start him the next week and then pull him immediately.
So Caleb to the Patriots is what you're saying, Mac Jones to Pittsburgh?
I could see it.
Super Bowl. Pass on that. No, I'm okay
Steelers.
I'll stick with Kenny.
Well, but you have the best coach in the NFL there, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
See what he can do with Mac Jones.
Yeah.
All right, number 2.
Win a Super Bowl.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes just keeps getting hurt at the right times to have the Giants keep losing, increasing their chances. They have a ways to go, though.
He also did Brian Dable a solid. Because Dable can be like, oh, Danny got hurt.
Quarterback got hurt.
Yeah,
right? Barkley got hurt. Everyone got hurt.
Where's he going to go, though?
Dable?
No. Daniel Jones.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
All right, a number 1. The number 1 person doing their part right now in the Caleb Williams Sweepstakes, Tommy DeVito.
Ah, yes.
Tommy D.
He's bad.
Poor guy, man.
Going to Pittsburgh?
Did you hear? I don't know if that one's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to work out that way. I heard that he lives at home. Did you hear that yesterday?
DeVito, yes.
Yeah, that's
with his parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That kind of is. I mean, he's saving a ton of money. It's expensive to live in New York.
I got to know who gets paid more, him or Brock Purdy.
Let's see right now. It has to be Brock Purdy. Tommy DeVito.
No, but imagine you're a parent and your child's still living at home and he's coming home from Giants practice every day.
It says he makes $44,000 per week.
DeVito?
Yeah.
I searched Tommy DeVito and I get an American musician that died in 2020.
DeVito will earn a base salary of $750,000, and he's saving it all.
Yeah. Well, he better
That's
save
free
it all.
food.
He's not getting another chance.
Dude, if you give me $750,000 right now, I'd take it.
No, I know, but I'm saying he better save it because this is his last opportunity.
That was a weird hypothetical in which I just said
Unless
if
he
you
goes
gave
to
me $750,000, I'd take it.
I think everybody would.
I think everyone would just say,
Wouldn't
yeah,
take
sure,
it.
here you go. Oh, sure, I'll take that. Anyway.
All right. You have your big board bet. You want me to do top 5 winners and losers here?
You can do your winners and losers here. This is what I'll tell you. Actually, you know what? Let's do this really quick, and then we can do your top 5 winners and,
We don't
and your
have
top
to.
5
I don't
losers.
really care.
No, the big board's hot, though. I want to make
Billy's
sure
big
Big
board is
board
hot.
brought to you by this week. Last week I was 3-0.
Yes.
Overall, 14-9-1. 8-1 in the last 3 weeks.
Right.
10-2 since week 5.
Amazing.
This evening in Buffalo, because now I'm taking it a little more seriously, I've resorted to looking to weather.
Yeah.
This evening in Buffalo, low 39, winds will be west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So it's going to be a windy day.
All right.
As a result,
Yep.
I'm going to take Russell Wilson
Under
210.5 passing yards. He hasn't had over 200. He hasn't had over 200 passing yards since October 1st versus the Bears.
All right.
He's only had over 30 pass attempts once since September 24th, and that was in their loss to the Jets. Yes.
One observation here.
Yeah.
You were doing so well with your big board bets because you really were just letting it fly.
That's not true. I was actually doing research, but I wasn't giving you all the information. This is another thing I'll tell you.
Have you noticed this,
Yeah,
Mike?
this is a good point by
When you
Stu.
start looking into weather, when you start
Yeah.
looking into how many times
too
Russ
close.
has done this, done that. By the way, Russ also going to Pittsburgh. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
3 of them.
The Bills, guys, average 211.3 yards against them in Buffalo.
Right.
The line is at 210.5 for Russ. I don't think he's going to do it. I have under 210.5 yards.
Okay.
Yep.
So under 210.5 yards for Russell Wilson against the Bills. Billy's on fire. He is writing down his second pick right now. We'll give him a second here.
I've been taking this a little seriously, but I haven't been giving you the information, so you think I'm just shooting by my hip. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I told you about the
prefer
weather.
you shooting from the hip.
I kind of like it better when you were
I told you how bad the weather may be this evening and how it's not going to be, great for passing. I'm still going to take Josh Allen over 2 passing touchdowns. Denver's 30th in TDs against per game this season.
Right. Can you shoot from the hip and just lie to us?
On the road.
I prefer shooting from the hip.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Too much.
I'm trying to win people some money. These are
you
bets.
are winning people money by shooting from the hip.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're like a nerd here.
These are bets that I may possibly feel inclined to make if I lived in a sports gambling state.
Of course, right.
But since I don't, I'm
entertainment purposes.
Goes without saying.
Bills -7.
Oh, Bills -7. Wow.
That's the last one. This game's not going to be close.
Wow.
It's going to be an ugly one.
Ooh, you think
Really?
so?
Going to bed early on this one.
Well, I'm going to bed early either way because
You say that, but you told me you were up till 1:30 watching TikTok last night. So
yeah,
I
but
don't think
that's
you're
doom
going to bed early.
scrolling because I hate myself.
But you say you're going to bed early.
Top 5 winners, top 5 losers. Just go.
What if Wilson's
real
at
quick.
207 yards in the fourth quarter? You're
Guess
not going
what?
to sleep early.
If I wake up, it still happened.
Right.
That's a good point.
I don't think we have time
Yeah,
for
just
top
go
5
right
wins.
now. Top 5 losers.
Top 5
Just boom,
wins.
boom, boom. Just-
Bears over Carolina.
Just say the name of the winners.
49ers over the Jags. Vikings over the Saints.
Go.
Browns Ravens.
Yeah.
Texans Bengals. Worst losses. The Jets. The Ravens, the Bengals, the Chargers, and the Jaguars.
God bless football.
God bless football.